Welcome to our another episode. Government of India has declared that they're open to discuss few important issues raised by opposition leaders, especially on Operation Sindoor. The opposition leaders are continuously raising their concerns and raising different questions. Especially the opposition leader Rahul Gandhi is continuously asking 2-3 questions, and they're demanding that in the coming monsoon session these points should be discussed in the parliament. So yesterday, Rijiju, the union minister, he said that we are open to discuss important issues like Operation Sindoor in parliament. Let us see what are those 3 questions that Rahul Gandhi continuously demanding and why he is demanding. Rahul Gandhi was called by opponent parties like he's Pakistani, speaking in Pakistani language, Pakistani, so anti-national. And obviously, this kind of politics is going on in India that we are abusing one another, calling an Indian citizen and anti-national, Pakistani, traitor. And these are all, I don't think these are all appreciable, the way of doing politics. But it's okay, we all are citizens of India. If any threat comes to India, and we are the first soldiers to fight, right? We protect our land. No, these kind of citizens, and we are not supposed to call them as anti-national Pakistanis and traitors and all, but it's okay. This kind of politics is going on in India. I think Rahul Gandhi is very clear as an opposition leader. He's very clear that what he is asking, why he is asking. Let's see what actually he asked. He supported this Operation Sindoor, that will say.
वर्किंग कमेटी में हमारा डिस्कशन हुआ, पूरा समर्थन, full support to our forces.
See, he clearly said we are supporting and we are extending our full support to Operation Sindoor and the soldiers. See, he tweeted this, proud of our armed forces, Jai Hind, he tweeted. First of all, he extended his support. Later, he said Jai Hind and proud of my soldiers. Is very clear.
जिन लोगों ने ये किया है, जो भी हैं, कहां भी हैं, they have to pay for this, and they have to pay for it properly, not in some half-hearted way. ऐसे आलतू फालतू तरीके से नहीं. They have to pay for it properly कि इनको याद रहे कि हिंदुस्तान के साथ ये नहीं किया जा सकता है. Clear हमने line.
He is very clear in his terms. He is very clear in his terminology. That those people who have done this, means he is referring to those terrorists who kill our innocent citizens. In Pahalgam, 26 innocent citizens were killed in Pahalgam terror attack. So referring to those criminals, those terrorists, he says that those who have done this, they had to pay for it. They had to pay for it completely. He wants those terrorists to pay for what they have done completely. It's not that like half payment, they have to pay full payment. That's his intention, right? Listen to him.
India unanimous line कि जो हुआ है acceptable नहीं है, और पूरा का पूरा opposition 100% support सरकार को देगा. At the start of the operation, we are.
So that is what actually the opposition leader made statement earlier. But he started raising questions when our own Indian leaders, our own Indian officials, they started speaking in the media, like the external minister or like CDS and then few authorities, they made few statements. After those statements, and Rahul Gandhi started questioning based on the statements they made, right? Now this is what statement made by Jai Shankar, the external minister. Listen to him what he says.
At the start of the operation, we had sent a message to Pakistan saying we are striking at terrorist infrastructure. We are not striking at the military. So the military has an option of standing out and not interfering in this process. They chose not to take that route.
Very clear, right? He said at the start of operation, we have informed to our counterparts. It's very clear that we have informed to our counterparts that we are going to launch or attack, of course, the terrorist infrastructure, not on your military. But they did not take that advice. They have an option to stay out of this operation, but they did not take that advice and they given counter attack or whatever it may be, right? But one thing here, the concern, what we understood is that the information from our side went to Pakistani military that we are going to attack. That is one thing very clear.
And even though we did attempt to reach out and communicate our compulsions to strike at the heart of terror to my counterpart in the immediate wake of Operation Sindoor, the request was brusquely turned down,
So it's very clear, right? This officer also said that we made efforts to reach out to our counterparts. Due to our compulsions, we had to strike terrorist infrastructure. They did not take our advice. That only after these statements, this Rahul Gandhi has tweeted. Opposition leader, he asked, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar's silence is not just telling, it's damn. So I'll ask again, how many Indian aircraft did we lose because Pakistan knew? Very clear, right? The question is very clear. Because Pakistan knew, he has written the biggest that Pakistan knew. Jaishankar said that we have informed at the start of the operation. And the other officer also said, we have reached out to our counterpart and we have given the information that we are going to attack. They know that these people are going to attack and obviously they'll get ready, right? If you tell someone that I'm going to throw a stone in your house, don't we think that the security forces who is surrounding the house will be alerted? The same question Rahul Gandhi asked, how many Indian aircraft did we lose because Pakistan knew? The question is very clear. If the government is the first citizen who is responsible and the opposition is the second citizen who is responsible to protect the country, and we are calling the second citizen that is a traitor and all, that doesn't look good. It's very clear that he has clear understanding based on the statements made by different officials of India. And he asked, why did you inform Pakistan at the start of the operation? That means they knew the information. Because they knew the information, they might have given counterattack. Then obviously we lose some fighter jets. And how many fighter jets we lost? We lost few jets because you informed. I don't think he's very curious about knowing how many jets we lost. The intention of Rahul Gandhi posting is this, to let you know that we made a mistake of informing the counterparts before the operation that might have cost a few fighter jets. That he means to say that we did a mistake. That's only the intention. He was attacked, of course, speaking in Pakistani language. So many things he was called.
Pakistan downed an Indian jet. Can you confirm?
I think what is important is that not the jet being down, but why they were being down.
Pakistan claims 6 Indian jets were downed. Is it correct in that estimate?
Absolutely incorrect, and that is not information which I said is important. What is important?
And here also very clear, our officer, our Indian officer sitting in the international media, and he says that when the question was asked how many fighter jets shot down, he says that, and our officer sitting in the international media, he says that the important thing here is not how many fighter jets shot down, but the important thing is why it shot down. That means indirectly said few fighter jets shot down. And he also said, and also when the anchor asked, is it true that 6 fighter jets shot down? He says that no, that's absolutely incorrect number. But again he says that it is not the important how many shot down, but why it shot down. The Rahul Gandhi's meaning might be that to ask the government that why this error has taken place. I don't think he's really seriously wanted to know the number. And there is another officer also, he said,
scenario, and losses are a part of combat.
Another officer also said that losses are very common in the combat scenario. So as the officer says that really the losses are very common, losing fighter jets is not the matter here, because in war definitely we lose the fighter jets, but here the opposition is asking losing the fighter jets due to the information we are given at the start of the operation. How many? That is error done by the politicians because of political decision. How many fighter jets we lost? Maybe this may be the concern of Rahul Gandhi, opposition leader. Indian defense attach He also claimed that IAF lost fighter jets to Pak because of political leadership's constraints. Because of political leadership constraints, and then there's a defense attach sitting in foreign media, and he also made the same claim, that right. So based on these things, that obviously opposition is asking that why did you inform to Pakistan before starting of the operation, or in the beginning of the operation, or at the starting of the operation, or at the beginning of the operation, before commencement of whatever the term you call it as, but why did you inform? If you inform before striking your enemy, and you will be ready for counter attack. This is one question they asked. The second question they asked is that
उधर से ट्रंप ने एक इशारा किया, फोन उठाया, कहा मोदी जी क्या कर रहे हो? नरेंद्र सरेंडर, और जी हजूर करके नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने ट्रंप के इशारे का पालन किया.
So the second concern that opposition is talking about the intervention of America and the Trump intervention, because Trump has been continuously claiming that I stopped, I intervened, I threatened them that I don't do trade with you if you don't listen to me. Keep talking about this trade threatening in the international global platform. Obviously, sitting in the international media, right? A big personality like Trump sitting in the international media and keep saying across the global platform, saying that I threatened India and Pakistan, that I don't do trade with you if you don't listen to me. So they got scared, they stopped the war. In this version, Trump keeps speaking on the global platform. Obviously, no, it is the damage to the image of India, obviously, because then America is saying that I threatened India. That's why they got scared and stopped. So that is the meaning. That's again here also continuously the opposition is asking that why did you allow American intervention here? But what are the questions they are saying? That it is true that Trump told many times in the global platform. Let us listen to what Trump told.
Says we were walking in the doors of the Oval. That's a really great job. We've been very successful in settling wars. You have India, Pakistan, and we helped also with trade. I said, come on, we're going to do a lot of trade with you guys. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. If you stop it, we'll do a trade. If you don't stop it, we're not going to do any trade. People have never really used trade the way I used it. That I can tell you. And all of a sudden they said, I think we're going to stop. And Serbia was going to go at it. But maybe the most important of all, India and Pakistan. And that wasn't whether or not they may someday have nukes like we're talking about in the Middle East, like we're talking about with Israel and Iran. This is they have nuclear weapons. I ended that with a series of phone calls on trade. I said, look, if you're going to go fighting each other, it was getting very bad. You know how bad that last attack was. It was really bad. If you're going to go fighting each other, we're not doing any trade deal. No, you have to do a trade deal. I said, we're not doing any trade deal. And in fact, I had the general, who was very impressive. The general from Pakistan was in my office last week. Well, I stopped a war between Pakistan. I love Pakistan. I think Modi is a fantastic man. I spoke to him last night. We're going to make a trade deal with Modi of India. But I stopped the war between Pakistan and India. This man was extremely influential in stopping it from the Pakistan side, Modi from the India side, and others. And they were going at it, and they're both nuclear countries. I got it stopped. I don't think I had one story. Did I have one story written about it? I stopped the war between two major nations, major nuclear nations. I don't think I had a story written about it, but that's okay. You know why? The people know. The people know.
Mr. President, I did something that people don't talk about, and I don't talk about very much, but we solved the big problem, the nuclear problem, potentially, with India and with Pakistan. And I spoke to Pakistan, I spoke to India. They have really great leaders. But they were going at it, and they could have gone at it nuclear, both nuclear countries, strong nuclear countries. And I talked about trade, and I said, we're not doing trade if you guys are going to be throwing bombs at each other. And they both stopped. And I stopped that war immediately.
Well, I hope so. Look, we did a job with India and Pakistan and Serbia, Kosovo, and Rwanda, and the Congo, and this was all over the list. 3 weeks or so, Marco, right? We did, and others that were ready to fight, and we stopped a lot of fights. I think a very big one, frankly, a very, very big one was India and Pakistan, and we stopped that over trade. We're dealing with India and we're dealing with Pakistan, and we say we're not going to be dealing with you at all if you're going to fight. And they were maybe at a nuclear stage. They're both, nuclear powers.
So this is what not once or twice or many times that Trump claimed in different global platforms that I threatened India and Pakistan that if I don't do trade with you, if you don't stop the war, so that's why they stopped. If he claims that I mediated, if he claims that I advised, I suggested both the countries, or if he claims that I convinced both the countries, that is okay. If you keep saying that I am not going to do trade with you if you don't stop the war, so they stop the war, and then the image of India in the global platforms. Maybe that is why the opposition is continuously raising this question: why these kind of statements coming from the other side, from Trump's side? Here another question that they are raised is why Trump announced before India announced the ceasefire. He said, after a long night of talks mediated by the United States, I am pleased to announce that India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire. Congratulations to both countries in using common sense and great intelligence. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That this is a Trump tweeted before India and Pakistan. This question, opposition wanted to discuss all these questions in Parliament in monsoon session, and the government said yes, we are open to discuss all these things, but he says there are some rules and all, but let us see whether really these points will be discussed in the parliament or not. We don't know, but opposition is demanding that these questions must be answered in the parliament. Let us see if the parliament accepts to discuss on all these points or not. Thank you. Namaskar.